moves air, green water, and red moves people. The Pompidou Center and its modern art museum draw more visitors than the Louvre or the Eiffel Tower. Next to the Pompidou Center is the playful Stravinsky Fountain, a 1983 installation inspired by the music of composer Igor Stravinsky. Each new addition to the streets of Paris generates controversy, but that never seems to stop the drive to innovate. Parisians even ridiculed the Eiffel Tower. Built for the World's Fair of 1889 by Gustave Eiffel, a designer of railway bridges, the tower was condemned as a useless monstrosity. In time, of course, it became the very symbol of Paris. Another enduring symbol of Paris is the baguette. The French baguette is the tastiest sandwich starter in the world.
Bonjour, madame. Avez-vous une baguette, s'il vous plaît?
My favorite lunches in Paris are the ones that I build shopping the way Parisians do, from shop to shop. At the Boulangerie, fresh bread and croissants are made throughout the day, not to mention quiches and tarts. I'm shopping on the Rue Claire, not far from the Eiffel Tower. Here, the shops flow out onto the street, and every day is market day. A charcuterie sells prepared meats.
Madame, je voudrais jambon de Parme.
De Parme, oui.
Oui.
The selection in your average Parisian charcuterie is staggering. Dozens of hams, sausages, and pâtés.
Vous voulez mettre le fromage dedans?
Oui, merci.
Voilà.
What's a baguette and jambon without fromage?
Bon, merci.
France is the cheese capital of the world. From the Alps to Normandy, hundreds of fresh cheeses are produced for sale in Parisian markets. Many fromageries not only sell cheese, but specialize in aging it in cellars below their shops. Finally, my weakness, a patisserie.
Une tarte aux fraises, s'il vous plaît? Ah, a strawberry tart.
In Paris, pastries are displayed like dazzling jewels. With food, as in art, in clothes, in life, the Parisians do it in style.
Voilà, on s'approche. Comme ça. Voilà. Bye bye.
Voilà. Merci. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Parisian streets host hundreds of markets. Try to catch one of the 62 roving farmers markets that spring up 2 or 3 times a week in certain neighborhoods. But markets aren't limited to food. Even if you're not shopping for a bouquet, the flower market at Ile de la Cité is worth checking out. The colors and fragrances are divine. On Sundays, several antique and flea markets magically appear in central Paris. My journalist friend John and I stumbled on this one near the Luxembourg Gardens.
This is amazing. Have this in a huge dining room. It's about, what is it, about $1,600?
It's a little big for the overhead car.
Many neighborhoods also throw street fairs. This one celebrates food from the Basque region of France. Parisian parks are an oasis of green space in a dense city. Two of central Paris's largest parks started out as royal gardens. In the early 17th century, Marie de' Medici, the widow of Henry IV, had the Luxembourg Palace and Gardens built to remind her of the Pitti Palace in her native city of Florence. She was clearly following a trend. Some 50 years earlier, the Tuileries were built to satisfy another Medici. Catherine de' Medici, the Queen, longed for an Italian-style park. With the Louvre as a backdrop, the Tuileries still have a regal air about them. The Louvre is one of the world's great museums, and everyone knows it. To avoid seeing the Mona Lisa over the heads of a small army, take advantage of evening hours and avoid weekends.
A museum pass, please?
You can buy a 1-, 3-, or 5-day museum pass at major metro stops or museums. Not only will you save money, with the pass, you can go to the head of the line. This trip, I'm headed for Paris's other preeminent museum, the Musée d'Orsay. Converted from a train station to museum in the early 1980s, the Musée d'Orsay houses art from the 1840s to the First World War. I'm drawn immediately to its famous Impressionist collection. At the first Impressionist exhibit in 1874, critics and public alike jeered at the paintings, calling them childish, amateur sketches. Less finished than the crudest wallpaper, one critic wrote. What the Impressionists displayed was shocking because it was entirely new. This group of renegade artists rejected the classical realism of paintings of the time. Instead, they presented the world as they perceived it in a moment, infused with all the emotions and sensations they felt in that instant. In this painting, Renoir captures a snapshot of a scene as his eye scans a busy dance hall. He used color to express his great joy for life. Monet often painted the same subjects to explore how they changed from moment to moment. The Orsay also includes works by the ever-popular Vincent van Gogh. His emotions not only infused his art, but dramatically colored his scenes. To avoid crowds, visit the museum on Sunday mornings or when it's opened late on Thursday evenings. Many of the Impressionists, and later the Cubists, gathered in Montmartre, a still rural area of Paris in the 19th century. Montmartre is on the right bank, set high above the rest of the city on a steep hill. Dominating Montmartre is the church Sacré-Cœur. Like many Parisian landmarks, it caused controversy when it was completed in 1914. Montmartre is